Just do what I do, and I pray that we'll all jump on board. And it's just one of my favorites. Uh, it just simply says, I was glad when they said unto me, come, let us go into the house of the Lord. I've been coming into the house of the Lord for a long time, and I still love coming into the house of the Lord. Brother Lonnie, if you had a hymn in mind, we'll do it. If not, all right. I was glad when they said unto me, I was glad when they said unto me, I was glad when they said unto me, come let us go into the house of the Lord. Say that again. I was glad when they said unto me, I was glad when they said unto me, I was glad when they said unto me, come let us go into the house of the Lord. Let us go, let us go, let us go. Let us go, let us go, let us go. Let us go, let us go, let us go. Come, let us go into the house of the Lord. There is peace, there is peace, there is peace. There is peace, there is peace, there is peace. There is peace, there is peace, there is peace. So come, let us go into the house of the Lord. There is joy, there is joy, there is joy, there is joy. There is joy, there is joy, so much joy. There is joy, there is joy, there is joy. Let's go into the house of the Lord. Let us go, let us go, let us go, let us go. Let us go, let us go, let us go. Let us go, let us go, let us go. Come, let us go into the house of the Lord. Let us go. Let us go, let us go, let us go. Let us go, let us go, let us go. Oh, let us go, let us go, let us go. Let us go into the house of the Lord. So glad you're in the house of the Lord.
Good morning. The Lord is good. We are continuing our discussion that we've had from the beginning of this quarter about justice. And I, as an attorney, did not know that there were so many phases and so many parts of justice until I started studying about it from a Christianity standpoint this quarter. And there's justice for all of us to participate in. And in administering justice, and I'm from Deuteronomy now. I'm coming from Deuteronomy, the 19th chapter. You know, Moses said that there were three kinds of persons in our society that had responsibility for administering justice. And he said, judges, he said priests, and he said officers of the court and officers of the church. Now, I am a defense attorney, and I defend people who have been charged with crimes. Our Sunday school secretary is a prosecuting attorney, and she is in charge of making sure that everybody obey the law, and if they don't obey the law, they're punished. Each one of us have a job to perform. And as long as she does what is right, and as long as I do what is right, and as long as the judge that we are before does what's right, then the process should flow and the results should be justice. Now, our lesson today is about those that try to circumvent the process, gonna get around it for some reason or another. And now, let me start out by saying there should not be any such thing as revenge in the hearts and the minds of those that's charged with the responsibility of administering justice. Okay? And at the same time, there should not be any type of relationship between the accused and those persons in charge with administering justice. All right? Now, I'm not talking about relationship in terms of blood. I'm talking about other type of relationships. If a friend of mine come before me and I am a judge and he has done something wrong, first of all, I should not be on the bench. I should not be sitting in judgment of a friend. If my son did something wrong and I'm a judge, I should recuse myself. And if a friend came, male or female, I should recuse myself. And let me tell you something else. Judges shouldn't take gifts from anybody. Because in Deuteronomy, they said, for a gift does blind the eyes of the wise. Now, in other words, justice should not be purchased. Should not. And let me tell you something. You know, our society has evolved. People don't come to you now and say, look here, here, $5,000. I want you to let my son off with a slap on the wrist. They don't do that anymore. It's so they come to you, and as I told my class, they called me up and said, look, I want you to take this case. And my son is in trouble. I said, well, I don't practice that type of law anymore. I'm a government representative. I lobby. And no, I want you, and it's worth it. And I got $5,000. Now, back in the day, $5,000 on a case like that was good, extraordinary type of fee you wanted. And I said, well, look here. There are some young lawyers that are very good, and I want to recommend, no, I want you to handle it. I said, no, I don't even practice that kind of law anymore. But that's okay. That's okay. You can take care of it. I said, why you feel that? Well, because you could tell your daughter-in-law what you want. Oh, I said, he's in her court? Yes. And see, at that point, they're trying to buy justice. And as much as that $5,000 looks good and attractive, it's wrong. Not only is it wrong, but I shouldn't even be thinking about taking it. You know, and guess what? If I had taken it, I wanted to tell him I'd do what I can, but I know my daughter-in-law, she's going to recuse herself. Then that person going to be angry with me for taking this money, knowing what I know. So why don't you just do it right in the beginning and you won't have that problem? You know, so judges, you know, officers of the court shouldn't take a gift. I am an officer of the court. When I took the oath as an attorney, when she took the oath, we became officers of the court. And Moses was talking not only about the judges and the priests, he was talking about the other people, the officers of the court. And you got to do what's right. And let me tell you something else. You are Christians. You are someone who shares responsibility for Christianity. You got a responsibility also. And see, as we get into life, we learn about judges and what they shouldn't do and what they didn't do in the old age. We should also apply it to today. And there are certain things we shouldn't do. As I told my class, what they got, judges, priests, and officers of the court, substitute pastor for priest. You don't fall in love with the pastor. You love him, you respect him, and you treat him as he's supposed to be. But he's just like any other man when it comes to justice. You don't do anything special for Earl Hilliard. You don't do nothing special for the pastor. And no matter how good the musician is, you don't do anything special for him. We are men. We're people who are charged with the responsibility of doing a certain thing in this church to make it operate smoothly and to hopefully and have it set up so beautifully until other people out in the street want to come in and be a part of it. So each one of us and our responsibility got to do it right. And that's what justice is all about. It's like Nick Saban said, it's a process. If everybody do what they supposed to do, the results is going to be positive. It's the process. And we are part of the process. And let me tell you what happened when we put a clock in it. And I gave you the example. I think every criminal court judge in Jefferson County, except for one, is black. The prosecutor, the DA, is black. Quite a few of the few black lawyers in the state are located in Jefferson County. So more than likely, the defense attorney is going to be black, maybe white. But that person who commits a crime here, a white person committing the crime against a black person in Jefferson County, I'll get the same kind of justice that I would get if I was in Shelby County, where all the judges are white, the DA is white, and everybody else. You see, we got to get away from race. So what was said today in our lesson, get away from kinfolks, get away from relationship, get away from race, get away from color, get away from religion. In other words, I should not do anything against a person because he is a Muslim and I'm a Baptist. I shouldn't do anything against him because I am a Christian and he's a Jehovah's Witness. And if I know that and they're in my court, it's still my responsibility to do the right thing. Now, let me just say this, and I'm gonna sit. It must be understood that justice should not and cannot be purchased in any way. And you know, when people talk about purchasing, they think of money. But forget about money. Here a judge, 20 years ago, he used to date this young lady. She's in his court. She has committed a crime. He knows her. She never should have been in his court. Because that relationship going to purchase favoritism. And see, you can't tell me that emotions are not going to be a part of that sentence. But the law said it shouldn't be. And so the law put a responsibility on that judge. Well, for the same way, I shouldn't go into consultation with someone with a legal problem in here, and I know that I represent or I a good friend, a drinking friend of mine, in old days when I could drink. My health won't permit that. But anyway, I shouldn't be trying to advise this person when they involved with another person that I have a relationship with in any kind of way, whether it's a son, daughter, grandson, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? If everybody would do the right thing, we wouldn't have all the problems we have in our society now. And that's the reason why justice should be blind and it should be a part of our everyday process. And as a Christian, you are part of the process. Just like I told you, I am an officer of the court. If you profess to be a Christian, you are a part of Christianity. And everything that's good and right about Christianity, people ought to look at you and respect you because they know you not only have the responsibility, but that you're going to do the right thing. Thank you.
Good morning, Empowerment Hour. We want to thank Deacon Hilliard for standing in the gap and doing Into Life for us this morning. What a great lesson. It's good to see all of you. Looks like we're all family this morning. Does anyone have any announcements this morning that they would like to share? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, we are very happy to see Sister Brown here this morning. All right. Oh, well, just keep in mind that we right after Empowerment Hour this morning, there is a baptism following right after. All right, so I'll go on with the secretary's report. The women will take the attendance and the offering banner with 7 present and $580. Oh, well, they already over here. Okay, we just need to give the attendance banner back to them. They shared with us last week. All right. Our thought for today is sometimes you have to eat your words, chew your ego, swallow your pride, and accept that you are wrong. It's not called giving up, it's called growing up. If there's nothing else, we will all stand and sing the 4th verse of Lift 'em Up. Lift him up by living as a Christian. Let the world in you the Savior see. In man will gladly follow him. Who was strong out on in unto me. Lift him up, lift him up. This is in all our ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct our path. Amen.